R con R cigarro, R con R barril. Rápido ruedan los carros cargados de azúcar al ferrocarril. Hola amigos, hello everybody. Today we're finally gonna get to do the things you always wanted to do, what I just did, rolling or rather trilling your R's. We will quickly review when you use this trilling sound in Spanish, then we're gonna understand the sound, and finally we're gonna go through an easy progression so you can finally roll that Spanish R. And at the end, Eduardo is going to drop a big bomb for you that is going to change everything about learning Spanish. Are you ready? Vamos! So, first thing, you trill the Spanish R in every R except an R that shows up between two vowels in the middle of a word. Let's look at some examples. Like carro with a double R, or rana, which starts with the letter R, or arte, which has an R before a consonant, tres, which has an R after a consonant, and cantar, with an R at the end. Noting words like caro, which has an R, singular, in between two vowels. And this is very important to remember because carro is different to caro. Carro is car, caro is expensive. Now we're gonna focus on understanding the sound, because if you don't understand it, you're never gonna be able to make it. And no matter how hard you try, I often see English speakers try to roll the English R, but just harder. They just go like R. These rolls happens actually in the same location as the letter T or D in English. D like Diego. So go ahead and say Diego. And when you say Diego, just feel the location of your tongue when you pronounce the letter D. Diego. Diego. Now, let's go through this simple progression to actually understand and do that Spanish trill. So, the first thing we're gonna do is a very simple trill. We're gonna do a trill with our lips. So just go ahead and go like this. So the next thing we're gonna do is add some voice to that simple trill, lip trill that we just did. So to exemplify how to add some voice to these trills, let's take a letter like the letter K and say K-A, so Ka, and the letter G, G-A, Ga. Notice that both letters are done in the same location, Ka, Ga, but the letter G has a little bit more of a voice, Ka, Ga. So now practice adding some voice to that sound. So initially we went like, now go like,
Sorry, my lips are a little dry.
So as you see in that example, we're not forcibly moving our lips to make that sound. We're just letting air go through the lips so they make that vibrating sound. So one more time, go. So now we're gonna get really close to the sound of the Spanish R. Not quite there yet, but really close. So what you have to do is put your mouth in a sh sound. So go ahead and go like sh. You're gonna place the tongue in that top part of the roof of your mouth, like the letter T or D, and you're gonna make kind of the sound of a machine gun. Make sure you're not forcibly moving your tongue, but it's the air that moves your tongue. So go like. Next, same as we did before, we're gonna add voice to that sound. Well, I really hope people in your house don't think you're possessed or anything for making these sounds. Keep practicing though, this will take you far. Now, last but not least, you're gonna just slightly open your mouth from to. It may take some time for you to get used to this sound, to this movement, because it's something that you have never done before. Just keep practicing. And of course, don't forget to add sound to that trilling R. So you go from to rr, rr, rr. You made it! Of course not. This is an exercise that takes time and practice. Okay, so just keep going. If you follow this progression over and over, you're gonna finally be able to roll your R's and you're gonna impress everybody. And now I pass it to Eduardo, who's going to give you this life-changing tip.
So while Diego and I were discussing what points to include about rolling your R's, what techniques to do, what the best possible way to go about doing this was, the more we got into it, the more we realized that without a doubt, the most important thing to remember was this. Now let me explain. So while rolling your R's can be very helpful, like Diego mentioned earlier with words like caro and carro, at the end of the day, rolling your R's is really like the cherry on top. It's a nice addition to have, but it isn't really necessary. In fact, when Diego and I were talking about this, we both realized that we know a fair amount of people who are native Spanish speakers who they themselves have never been able to roll their R's. We have some friends and family who have never actually rolled their R's and it has never impeded them from speaking Spanish. And we're talking about native Spanish speaker here. You know, people that this is their first language and they've been fine without it. But more importantly, we came to the realization when we were discussing this that we both know a fair amount of people who are learning Spanish who are really good at it but have a hard time rolling their R's. And the problem here is that they're letting this thing completely stop them from practicing their Spanish speaking. In essence, it sort of makes them feel insecure and feel unsure about their abilities to speak Spanish. But let me tell you, most people that you speak to are more than willing to help you out. And in fact, you're gonna get a lot of respect from people when you have the courage to get out there and, you know, practice speaking and be okay with making mistakes. And that can be hard, because at the end of the day, that's the only way to progress. What matters is that you communicate your ideas clearly and can hold a conversation. So while rolling your R's can be great, don't let it be the thing that stops you from practicing your Spanish. Just take it out of your mind, you know, set it aside, don't worry about it. It's not gonna really matter. And one day when you're a fluent Spanish speaker and you wanna just polish off those speaking skills, then you can work on rolling your R's and figuring out those tiny last details. But until then, remember this. Rolling your R's is a want, not a need. We hope you guys found this video helpful. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, it really helps us out. Subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below what your thoughts are on rolling your R's. Do you think it's necessary? Do you find it difficult for yourself? Let us know down below. We're really curious about what you guys think and what your experience has been with rolling your R's in the past. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. Adios.